may I ask who you are?
Okay, I'm John Bolte. I'm with Small Aero Engineering. We're based out of Joplin, Missouri, and we're a consulting engineering firm that specializes in design and installation of compressed natural gas fueling facilities, public and private access.
Okay, now I just heard you mention to somebody else that before this you were working for the gas industry itself? Or?
Right. My original career was with a gas service company out of Kansas City, Missouri. That's an LDC. At that time we had about a 1 million meter customer base. Worked there for about 3 years, and then I came to Joplin as the division engineer and worked there another 6 years in the Joplin system before I moved on into other ventures and ended up in consulting, and basically have kind of come full circle back to doing natural gas, based design.
So why had you gone into this area now?
Well, actually, the stimulus projects that were rolled out back in '09 kind of brought me back into this. We wrote some grant applications for the Gas Authority over in Tahlequah. We had submitted them to Oklahoma Department of Commerce. They had a couple hundred applications. They picked 20 jobs. Ours was one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
But all that money's gone now.
I'm submitting the final report tomorrow. Yes. Thank God. We're done. And so, yes, that kind of spearheaded, got it going, and that allowed us to build 4 of the stations in Oklahoma with our ARRA funds. The Tahlequah, Stillwell, City of Norman, City of Owasso. And those are all up and open for business now.
Well, let me say, it seems kind of interesting that the government has kind of kicked this thing off.
In our case, yes. And it kind of kicked off really the need for my firm. And, I was working for a different firm when I wrote the applications. And then we realized, myself and my one partner, Ralph Hanlon, that, this is where we belong to be doing this again.
And so, do you see a future in this?
Oh, most definitely. The price of CNG is in Oklahoma is about $1.50 a gallon, gasoline gallon equivalent, and so as long as gas continues to be $3.50, $4 a gallon, in essence, this is a half-price fuel that's just as viable and just as reliable as gasoline, and it's ours. It's domestically produced. We're creating jobs, internally for ourselves. A lot of these equipment manufacturers are U.S.-based organizations. You've got Aerial Compression out of Ohio. Aero Machines is in Tulsa. We have storage vessels that come out of Marlow, Oklahoma. We get inlet dryers from Erie, Pennsylvania. We get dispensers out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it's a U.S.-based deal. It's a job creator.
Right.
That's what it amounts to.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the reason for using U.S. equipment is the quality of the equipment. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, aerial frames are probably found in about 80% of compressor applications worldwide.
Wow.
So aerial is your Cadillac product based out of Ohio.
And my experience with buying is that generally the really good companies have the best prices too.
Actually, they're not that bad.
I mean when you consider all
bang
factors,
for
including
your buck.
service and life of the equipment,
yes.
all of that.
Yeah, and we work with 2 or 3 packagers that actually can package an aerial frame. So it may come out of Longview, Texas with JW Power. It may come out of Hugoton, Kansas with Great Plains Gas Compression. Angie packages an aerial frame out of Wisconsin. So they're all licensed to take their frame and make it into a product.
Okay. So tell me, what would you say is the biggest motivation for people looking at wanting to convert over to natural gas for transportation?
Well, 2 things. One, of course, is savings on your fuel bill. If you're looking, if you have an individual vehicle, if you have fleet vehicles, and you're looking at the cost of gasoline, diesel now on a per gallon basis, then if you make an investment to convert your vehicle to natural gas, to invest in compression equipment, then once you pay back those initial investments, you're basically buying half-price fuel from that point forward. There's another group out there that's looking at it from an environmental standpoint. Maybe not necessarily in Northwest Arkansas, but in places like Kansas City, St. Louis, Wichita, urban areas where they have air attainment, air quality issues with ozone levels and so forth. Burning the natural gas, burning the methane reduces those emissions to where now you don't have those problems anymore. So it's a twofold deal. So whatever side of the fence you're on, if you're mainly thinking about the environmental aspect of it and the gains there, or if you're thinking about cost savings, use of a domestic fuel, both sides of the aisle win. It's a win-win.
Yeah. Plus, I'm hearing from a lot of politicians that it's homegrown fuel.
Yeah, and you saw the chart. We got 100-year plus supply. When I was at the gas company, they told us we had a 30 or 40-year supply and we need to start thinking about doing something else. We're going to run out. Well, when they figured out how to frack and to get it out of those deposits, it's like we've unleashed and, we've opened up Pandora's box for supply.
Flag is proudly floating on the land and on the main. Shout, shout the battle cry of freedom. Beneath it up we've conquered and we'll conquer once again. Shout, shout the battle cry of freedom. Our Dixie forever shall never end the loss. Down with the eagle and up with the cross. We will rally round the flag. We will rally once again. Shout, shout the battle cry.